So today we're going to be talking about graphing tables of values, or as I've introduced them, input-output tables, as well as equations. So kind of using an equation to build a table of values that then can be graphed. And so the first one is pretty straightforward. What happens is you take the table of value, you make some coordinates, and then you plot those coordinates on a Cartesian coordinate plane, which is seen right here with the X and Y. So sketching graphs are from a table of value or from equations is a very important skill. And the way we explain linear relations is that it is a relationship between two variables, or an independent and dependent variable. So the independent variable usually is represented by an X or input, and it's plotted on the x-axis. And then a dependent variable is usually the y. It's plotted on the y-axis, and it's also called the output. And so usually we input a independent variable, and output is a dependent variable. So for the example given here, we have an equation y equals x plus 3. And that equation will always be given to you for this year, and then going forward, you're going to actually learn how to make that equation. But what I will give you is either I will give you an open table of values that's kind of complete like this, or I'm going to give you an equation and tell you to make a table of values, which I'll show you next. So this x is the input, and the y is the output. So if you look at this equation, you input the x, so you put in -2, you add 3, and you get 1, which is the y. To make the coordinates, you simply just go like this. -2, or the input, or x, always goes first, and then 1, or y, goes second. So just by simply converting them to coordinates like this, we have ourselves 5 dots. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to assume every single one of these squares is 1. So we're going to look for -2 and 1. So -2 is you go backwards or to the left on the x-axis. So 1, 2, and then you're going to go up 1. So right here. The next one is at -1 and up 2. And then 0, 3, 1, 4, and 2, 5. And that would be it, except for the fact that we are actually going to be graphing. This is graphing a relation. And a relation means that it is continuous. And so what you're going to do is, I'm just going to do it in a different color to show you, but you can always just keep it in the same color, is you actually connect them and you draw arrows, which means that they can go forever. So if you chose different inputs or independent variables, you would end up with different dots, but on this line. And that's it for table of values.